As we enter this, I'd like to ask Ms. Dennis, who later in the meeting will be nominated to serve as our board secretary, to please confirm that the live feed is functioning and the meeting is being broadcast.
Chair Turfy, I have confirmed with our IT people that the live feed is functioning and the meeting is being broadcast.
Thank you, Stacy. At this time, I'd like to call the board on the board for a motion to accept today's agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you. The motion has been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda as presented. So I'll just get into my remarks now. I want to thank you all for your willingness to meet today on two important matters. Under action items today, we will consider the election of a Western Michigan University Board of Trustees Secretary. We will also consider the option to purchase the Newell Rubbermaid facility located on our Western Michigan University's Parkview campus. Vice President Vanderklay will lead us through that discussion. At this time, I invite President Cavalluna to share remarks.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have any remarks in general. I do have just a very few remarks on your action items. If you'd like, I can do that now, or I can do that when you take up the action items.
Whatever you'd like to do, Russ.
Okay. One of your action items is the consideration of Ms. Dennis as your secretary. I fully support that because she is a person who will serve you well. She is a longstanding member of the WMU community, and if you have any questions about her, I'm sure she'd be ready to answer any, and I urge you to support that action item. The second action item is the item that you mentioned that Vice President Vanderklay will make a few comments about. I'll just say that this is a building and parcel that the university believes if we acquire, it will advance our mission of connecting both our operation of the university and our support of students close to the College of Engineering, including possibly students close to an athletic field that would advance all of our missions at the BTR Park, that being supporting students, supporting connecting them to businesses, and then supporting our general operations. And so for those reasons, I argue and ask that you support that action item also. At any time, if you'd like a more detailed discussion, I know Vice President Vanderklay can answer any questions or make a short presentation, whichever you prefer, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So thank you, President Cavalluna. At this point, I'd like to move to public comments regarding the action items. Ms. Dennis, do we have any public comments this afternoon?
Chair Turfy, we have one public commenter today. Jason DeVries is on the virtual call representing Faraday Defense. Mr. DeVries, you may turn on your microphone and make your comments at this time, please.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, President Cavalluna and members of the board. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I know I have 3 minutes to talk, so I've written this out, so apologies if I'm reading instead of addressing off the cuff. I hope the board has received my slides. My name is Jason DeVries. I'm a Western Michigan University alumnus, born and raised in Kalamazoo, and the founder of Faraday Defense. And I founded Faraday Defense in 2014. Faraday's board leadership and a significant portion of our team are Western graduates. And this university has shaped who we are, and that's why the situation is so personal. I'll be brief. Here are the facts. Faraday Defense is a technology company specializing in advanced engineering, design, and manufacturing of high-performance shielding solutions. Our products are used for scientific research, development, and product testing. Our clients include NASA, Google, Apple, Lockheed Martin, and the U.S. government, among many more. My partners and I have been working since the summer of 2025 to purchase 3300 Research Way from Newell Rubbermaid. We completed due diligence, obtained financing approval, and are ready to close. All transaction costs have been incurred. Newell Rubbermaid failed to notify WMU that we were engaged in active negotiations and unfortunately failed to inform us of WMU's interest in the property. Both parties were left unaware of each other. Here's our argument. The BTR's Park's own website and covenant documents say its focus is on mutually beneficial relationships between resident businesses and the university, recruiting firms in advanced engineering, life sciences, and information technology. Faraday fits every one of those categories. We specialize in mechanical, structural, and electrical engineering. Our products are direct needs in the IT space, used by the world's leading tech companies. We are already hiring Western grads with internship plans for our innovation department. Our intended use of 3300 Research Way is to directly bring business, technology, and engineering into the BTR Park, the exact mission the development was designed for. On a personal note, when I graduated Western in 2009, jobs were in very short supply. It was hard to get an internship, let alone start a career. My overarching desire of what I'm presenting today is to see new talent thrive and have the opportunities I did not have. That's what Faraday and the BTR Park means for the next generation of talent. We are not challenging the board's legal right to exercise its first refusal, but the right exists to keep non-conforming businesses out. For example, to block a spec build investor from coming into the park for purely investment purposes, but not a technology company partnering with the university. Here's the crux of the issue. A right of first refusal not used for its intended purpose becomes a prohibitive property encumbrance. My partners and I have nearly 10 months in significant capital invested in this deal. If it falls through, our 1031 exchange fails and creates a substantial tax liability for our partners. Local Kalamazoo investors with longstanding WMU ties are watching the outcome closely. I'm asking this board to allow Faraday Defense to proceed with our purchase of 3300 Research Way. We intend to bring our Faraday lab, partnering with NASA, a direct connection to Silicon Valley and high tech, a student pipeline of internships and employment, and a formal partnership with the College of Engineering that could include scholarships and collaboration. We thank you very much for your time and consideration, and I welcome any questions you might have.
Thank you, Mr. DeVries. Hearing no, if there's not any questions, I'll leave it open. Any questions, anybody? Okay, well, thanks again, Mr. DeVries. Next, we will move on into action items. Under consideration.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do have one question, and it is to Mr. DeVries. There's a time frame normally with respect to those 1031 exchanges for you to find a different investment. Have you all started that process?
Yes, we are past that ability to change. So it expires March 27th, and we're set to close March 15th.
Okay.
So we no longer can pivot to a different property. It's been identified during the 45 days, which started when we went under contract last year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, thank you, James. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, moving on. Under consideration is the election of the Secretary of the WMU Board of Trustees. The nominee is Stacy Thinnes. This year marks her 40th year of service at Western Michigan University. Throughout her career, Stacy has supported Vice President Jan Vanderklay, Dr. Kaylor Schumann, during his tenure as Chief of Staff. Excuse me, our former athletic director, Kathy Burgard, and Presidents Emeriti John Dunn and Edward Montgomery. She also previously served for 3 years in a pivotal role within the Board of Trustees office. The question before the board is the election of Stacy Thinnes as Secretary of the Western Michigan University Board of Trustees. I would like to now entertain a motion.
So moved.
Support.
It has been moved and seconded that the board elect Stacy Thinnes as Western Michigan University's Board of Trustees Secretary. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the secretary-elect please call the roll?
I will, thank you. Chair Turfy,
Yes.
Vice Chair Burris,
Yes.
Trustee Edgerton,
Yes.
Trustee Hoadley,
Yes.
Trustee Liggins,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Wood.
Yes.
Thank you all for your support. Chair Turfy, the motion passes.
Thank you. Congratulations and welcome aboard, Stacy.
Thank you all.
Next, I would like to invite Vice President Vanderklay to turn on her microphone as she prepares to walk us through the consideration of the proposed purchase of the new Rubbermaid property. You have the floor, Vice President Vanderklay.
Thank you, Chair Turfy. So as already been shared, Newell Rubbermaid is located out at our Parkview campus, adjacent to the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, and is actually a part of the original Business Technology Research Park 1. Originally, Western Michigan University sold the property to Southwest Michigan First, and at that time there was also the option for first right of refusal. Southwest Michigan First sold it in turn to Newell Rubbermaid, and with each sale, that right to repurchase passed as well. Very late in the day on February 13th, Newell Rubbermaid notified Western Michigan University for the first time that they had entered into initial agreement to sell the property to a private party. The right of first refusal necessitates, if Western Michigan University is to execute it, that we accept the same terms and conditions that have been negotiated with the intended buyer. The right to repurchase also comes with a 14-day hard fast notification period on whether or not we intend to exercise our right. And at which point, if we do exercise that right, a $100,000 deposit was needed to be paid on demand, as was originally negotiated with the intended buyer. I want to talk a little bit about the building. It's about 62,000 square feet. Newell Rubbermaid has indicated they will be leaving some high-end furniture and equipment with the sale. And it's a purchase price of $6 million. There's also a provision for a very triple simple lease, and that Newell Rubbermaid may lease up to a year after the closing. And if they did so, they would pay $41,667 per month. At the point with Western Michigan University, assuming there's board approval, if we are owners, we'd be responsible for paying utilities, insurance, and those related type costs. So I want to talk a little bit about our physical plant building, which is located down at the juncture of Oakland and Stadium. Quite often it's referred to down by the area where the spaghetti bowl of streets. You have South Street, you've got Oakland, you've got Lovell, and you've got Stadium coming across. And as we know, it's a major thoroughfare. That's a very important gateway to campus. Quite often we're asked about what is the building located there. And as we know, Kalamazoo City is undergoing a significant project with the Downtown Event Center, which is slated to open in 2027. And so not only is this a key entrance to Western Michigan University, but that area is also critical to the plans for the event center in the city as far as the road improvement. So let me talk a little bit about physical plant. It has long served Western Michigan University. It was originally constructed in 1921. It was last had significant renovation in 1954. It's a little over 48,000 square feet. As you might imagine, with the building of that age, it has $7.6 million, the backlog of deferred maintenance. It also has been identified in our master campus planning effort as a building that should be decommissioned and demolished. As part of that process, asset values are assigned to our building. That one was assigned 52%, which kind of needs significant repairs. Major building components could be jeopardy of failure. Large-scale capital infusions or renovations are needed. Annual operating costs are about $200,000. So when we were first notified of the intended sale, we immediately began to think of New Rubbermaid as a potential new home for the physical plant. And physical plant houses our facilities, management, landscaping, custodial, transportation, and maintenance. Our design, architect, engineering folks are in a pretty close building called Campus Services Building. We were looking for both because if you know of the other companies who are located in the BTR Park 1, many of them are engineering, architect, design, and interact with our facilities team as they do work for us. The other thing to note on that is we did a walkthrough. We did a lot of due diligence. We had a really tight time period on it. When we were notified of the right of first refusal, that was the first time we became aware of Jason DeVries' intent to buy or who the intended buyer was. We did not know what communications had occurred between he and New Rubbermaid at that point. We looked at floor plans, we got the surveys, we got the environmental. We looked, their operating costs run about the same, $200,000 as what we do for our existing building. And I also want to stress that we affirmed that the master deed and the declaration of restrictions, our intended use for that site comply with the master deed and the declaration of restrictions. So again, it's a different use for our purchase than what the intended buyer had, but it does align with the plans for BTR Park 1. So we're looking at that site as the home for the new facilities operation. And we also have the needs with the soccer fields for parking and games. Anyone who's gone there for a soccer game knows how popular those can be. Dan Bartholomew, our vice president for athletics, has also just begun initially looking at constructing new locker rooms and restrooms for the soccer team. So we also want to see if we can incorporate that. We know the 62,000 square feet provides us a great deal more capacity than we're going to need for the plant. We also had the identified need of housing for 10 office faculty and folks associated with the McGee grant and research activity. The new building is being built pretty adjacent to the Elson Floyd College of Engineering. So with that background, we are looking to move forward with the acquisition of the new Rubbermaid located at 3300 Research Way. We're recommending that the board approve the university to take all necessary action to effectuate the purchase of new Rubbermaid to be completed no later than April 3rd, 2026, and to authorize the president, treasurer, or assistant treasurer, the authorized officers, to sign on behalf of the university. And I'd be happy to answer questions at this point.
Jan, Mr. DeVries provided us a PowerPoint, some slides rather. And in the slides, there's a designation, or rather a assertion, that our right of first refusal is designed for some specific things. I haven't seen the actual right of first refusal. Do we know whether that's accurate or not? what he put up there, that's specifically in the right of first refusal, that it's designed to block a spec build investor from entering a research park, prevent non-tech businesses from diluting the park's mission, maintain the science and engineering character of the development, and protect students' access to relevant industry partners. Is that actually in the documents that we have?
No, the right of first refusal is, as you would expect, pretty clear cut, and we used outside counsel Warner Norcross. So I believe that is an understanding or an attribution made to what an intent is for someone to put a right of refusal in place. So I'm going to use more simple terminology here. The right of first refusal is really in place to ensure that whoever is engaged in property or activity there complies with the master deed and declaration of restrictions that were set at the time the park was created, which is, and some of that language regarding the type of companies and the type of firms and the collaboration that you want, you find in those documents rather than the right of first refusal.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and so I do want to go back that we also verified with our external counsel, because also in the master deed and declaration of restrictions, there is specific language that Western Michigan universities are also, any activity that supports our mission and our operations is also applicable for the park.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, John.
for VP Vanderklay, it's frustrating. I think that we got to this moment. I'm excited about the opportunities for Western, and I am frustrated on behalf of Mr. DeVries. I don't know if this is in our power, but it does feel like now might be a good time to remind our other folks that we have right of first refusal agreements with, to just remind them of this piece, because it seems frustrating to me that a potential land deal reached to this point before one of the buyers was even made aware of it. So I don't know if that's in our power, but as we're talking about steps moving forward, I would welcome the opportunity to remind people of that, of those obligations, moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I also want to share, and Mr. DeVries noted this as well. Western did not have any advance notice of the conversation that was going between he and his intent with no Rubbermaid.
That's right.
As we looked into it, the property was not formally listed at all. So there wasn't anything to trigger or to generate our reach out as well. So we're understand and appreciate everything that he has commented on and shared with us today. And I just want that to be stated.
Thank you.
Any
Mr.
more?
Chairman,
Yes, Russ.
if I might, to add to Vice President Vanderklay's responses to Trustees Liggins and Hoadley. I, as the spokesperson of the university, I do want to say that Mr. DeVries is someone that I'm proud of to call a fellow graduate, and someone that is someone that I enjoyed having a conversation with recently about these very things. And I do find it regrettable that that he's asking his alma mater to do something that I'm recommending the board not do. I want to compliment him on the way he presented himself to me on the telephone, the way he presented himself today in front of the board. I appreciate the board making an exception to its general rules, which usually preclude public comment in these types of forums. I think that was the right thing to do. I agree with Trustee Hoadley that maybe just a heads up to property owners about the right of first refusal might be necessary. I doubt that Mr. DeVries needs that. He is a property holder at BTR, but we can do that for all those. And I would also say that I'm committed to reaching out to Mr. DeVries and asking him, short of the outcome he wanted here, if should the board decide to purchase this property, I plan to ask Mr. DeVries, what else can I do to support his goals with his business? And you've probably seen he does own 2 properties at the park right now. He does employ WMU students, and he's long vested in our community. And so what you can rest assured about, trustees, is that while I respect and understand if Mr. DeVries may not have the best taste in his mouth right now, his alma mater still is proud of him, and we'll reach out to him directly to make sure any mitigation of that taste in the mouth can occur. I did not get a chance to ask him if he likes hockey or basketball or football, but I'm happy to show him a Bronco game, which is a small console. But my point is that Mr. DeVries, if you're still listening, I appreciate the way you've conducted yourself, and I'm not surprised you're a Bronco, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, President Cavaluna. Are there any more questions or comments? Well, thank you, Vice President Vanderklay. The question before the board, as we all know now, is the purchase of the new Rubbermaid property. I would like to entertain a motion.
I'd move that we move forward with proceeding to purchase the property in question.
Support.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Further discussion, I should say. Seeing none, will the secretary please call the roll?
I will. Chair Turfy,
Yes.
Vice Chair Burris,
Yes.
Trustee Edgerton,
Yes.
Trustee Holdley,
Yes.
Trustee Liggins,
Yes.
Trustee Wood,
call for healthy kids.
Trustee Williams,
Healthy kids.
Yes.
Trustee Wood,
Yes.
Chair Turfy, the motion passes.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yeah,
And once again,
point of
yes.
clarification, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I just want to acknowledge that the board did receive some additional letters at the last minute as well. And I just want to be on record that at least I know I received those letters, and I did review those letters prior to this vote as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee.
Letters
Liggins.
of support.
Letters
Right.
of support, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks, James, for mentioning that. Yeah, I did review them. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, that is a letter from one Carrie, either Scholten or Skolton, who identifies herself as an employee of Faraday Defense in favor of Mr. DeVries's request of the board. And then one Scott M. Williams, who identifies himself as the managing member of 1259 Holdings. Both of those documents were submitted to the board just before the meeting today. For the record, thank you, Mr. Liggins.
Yep.
Thank you, Trustee Liggins. Thank you, President Cavaluna. At this point, I move to adjourn today's special board meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
See you.